How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Crossout Clan Wars. My name is Treeburgers, and today I got the mandrakes for you. We haven't really looked at the mandrakes too much in a very long time. So I figured it was about time that we finally drag them out once again, because they do actually work quite well against the current hover meta if the game does not hate us and give us broken arrow over and over and over again. We seriously, in the latest session we played, we got broken arrow 5 times in a row. But nevertheless, broken arrow, I'm starting out this match by just, pushing up hard, because this build is very quick and the enemy team is spiders, as you did see with the Lancer. So I figured I could get some early hits there, and we indeed did. It's always a nice way to start a game when you play the mandrakes, to just see all of that damage down there, just shredding people before the fight has barely even started. You can just lob him over the cave there onto the other side before the enemy team gets into the cave. But this is sort of the boring part about broken arrow, and it's something that I think should be changed eventually, because I don't know, it just, some of the maps, there's no other map that has, or there's no other weapon that can be directly countered as hard as the mandrakes can, if people literally just decide to stay in cover. And yes, I know you can play in certain ways, and we try to really do so, but usually what we do is we push up to the cave and hope that they will panic out of the cave as soon as we've pushed into them. But if they decide to just stand their ground, then it's just gonna be 3 versus 4, and there is absolutely nothing I can do as a mandrake. I've literally come as far as I've started to sort of try to semi-flip myself, just just position myself on a ledge and get myself stuck in a position where I can shoot my mandrakes horizontally, because that is sort of the only way that I can actually contribute in a good way to the team. So I don't know, what do you guys think about the current situation with the maps? Should there be these covers where people can hide from specific weapons? Because I can't really tell if there's any other weapon besides the mandrake that can be fully countered by taking cover. It might just be me. But nonetheless, let's just get back to the games, because as you can see, we are actually slowly pushing up to that cave up there, and luckily they did fall they did fall for the bait. They did fall for the bait, and they sort of dragged the fight outwards a little bit. They also learned that they shouldn't do that, so they actually went back into cover again, which doesn't really allow me to help all that much. So I'm just trying to land some shots here and push up with my team to at least just to be there if anything happens, and try to just get a position where I can constantly see where they are, and also just a position where I can actually hit my shots, because that was a bit of a struggle here, as you can see, since they are just sitting in that cave right now, and it just feels like this all the time when you play broken arrow. It's so much of the same. Of course, I also do have to hit my shots now that I actually have the possibility to do so. But they just have one guy left, and he dies right there. Untaken kind of cleans up, and yes, he is indeed back in the clan. He is playing aspects once again, so there will probably be a lot of sweet aspect action going from him. But on to the second round here. I'm trying to pull the same trick again. These guys learned quite quickly though, so no real hits, and for that reason I just try to be a bit creative about where I put my shots. I try to put them a bit further behind them, just to see if there's anything. There's still no hits, and at this point I realized that they just took a big, they just walked all the way around the cave in the back end there. So that's the reason that I didn't really get any hits here at the beginning, but I do actually go ahead and figure where they are at the end. Persistency is key, as you can see. So I actually do manage to land there 1500 damage. Always nice here as a starter. I think I just saw one more on the map there, so I just kept it ready in case he showed up. He didn't though, so again, it's back to square one. Just trying to sit here, wait for them to push. they don't really do so. At this point, I'm just looking out for the Lance. As soon as he cloaks, I know that he's probably gonna come for me. I totally mess up those shots, as you can see. The aim just moved a tiny bit there. Don't know what I did, but I did something stupid. So I'm just trying to land some fire next to me, just in case the Lancer should be sitting next to me. He doesn't, but I do actually go ahead and land quite a lot of damage on the guys over there. I think they're trying to push out from their cave, but they can't really do so. So they just get draked instead. The Lancer is now on our right side, and I sort of keep an eye out for him. He's not really moving. I think he's just waiting for his cloak. So I decided to just throw another volley down there, and then I called for the Lancer that he's probably going to come to us in a second. And he's still up there, but as soon as he cloaks, I just quickly switch over to him to make sure that we decloak him. He's surely going to come this way to try to annihilate us from behind. So I drop some Mandrake Fire there, luckily get a decloak on him, so we see him, but it's unfortunately too late, so he does get a few lances in. They pushed in on us hard, and it was a good position they had on us this time. So there was no real escape for us. We kind of got locked down here. We should have been way more aggressive and just pushed the guys up there. At this point, I just try to juke the damage from Kuro. Didn't really juke all that much. Did juke the first shot, but we end up actually getting quite destroyed here because we just misplayed it. We shouldn't have sat down there. It was our own mistake. So for the third round, it's more of the same. Not a lot of different gameplay here than the first round. Considering that they stalled it, I figured they would probably be late again, so I dropped the Mandrake Fire like way behind, and that actually paid off. Got a bit of a hit there again, and still just landing some Mandrake Fire and getting even more hits, which is nice. I always like to start the games like this. Just whenever I get these early hits, it just tells me that this is gonna be a good match, surely. So some nice hits there. And again, as you can see, they are stalling it inside their caves a bit at the beginning here, which is, yeah, again, a bit boring to watch. But it is what it is. It's just these games we have sometimes, but there's just some nice shots in this, and that's the main reason that I actually wanted to show you guys this specific gameplay here. Just because there is a lot of good shots in it, and there's a lot of good like stuff besides those 11 cap and damage hits. Not really all that exciting. See the Lancer cloaking up once again. He didn't actually go for me though, so kind of wasted those rounds. Should have just waited one more second and he would have popped on my screen without me wasting a full 2 rounds of Mandrake Fire. That's what I'm trying to say. But we just we sort of handled the Lancer way better this time, so we actually just decided to push in on the caves once more. I get some really nice hits up there to the right, meaning that I'll just continue what I'm doing. Kuro sort of pushing out. Don't know if he's trying to aim for me, but just waiting for him to get Capcan there so that I can blast him down. And there we go, he's Capcan. And then look at this. I literally launched all of those volleys right on him, and he takes a lot of damage, lots of lovely damage, meaning that he is probably just a cabin and guns at this point. It surely looks like it, and he gets another big volley there straight on his face, getting that kill. They just have one guy left. It doesn't look too good for them, and they end up losing this round. So a very nice match here. So let's just continue to the second round. The second match is against a melee team with Fortunes, a Brick, a Sparkvester, and another Sparkvester with some Lances. So the reason that I just wanted to include this match is because they're funny to watch. It's always just nice to see teams who run into Drakefire, lots of damage, lots of crippling, lots of nice hits. It's enjoyable to play, at least, so I assume it's enjoyable to watch as well. I really do hope it is. If it isn't, let me know, and I'll try to figure something else The main reason that I'm also including these teams is because, to be fair, we are struggling a lot with the current meta. Because we, as you can see from the builds, none of us really like the radar spam. We know we're gonna have to deal with it eventually and join it, since we can't really beat it with what we're playing right now, since we have a lot of guys who like playing aspects and stuff. It's a real struggle with aspects versus a full cannon hover team. There's not a lot you can do. There just isn't, and we just have to accept that fact. So that's also why it's actually hard to get some good recordings going right now, because of that simple fact. The main alternative would just be to show some more losses, but usually the losses we have when we play competition like this is not a loss that you can learn a lot from, because it's literally just us getting beaten to dust. We usually get obliterated when we do get beaten, so I don't feel like there's a lot of funny stuff to watch from that. So instead, just sit down, chill, enjoy watching some dogs, some melees, some fortunes, some bricks, all that stuff get shredded by the Mandrake Fire. And my team, of course, not gonna neglect them. Definitely not gonna neglect them. But moving on to the second round though, we again just do the same thing. We like bridge is by far my favorite map when I play the Mandrakes, because it's a map where the enemy just has to push and pray for the best when it comes to the Mandrakes. You can sit under the bridge, but that's the good thing about having the Harpy with the Mandrakes, because the Harpy actually has such a big explosion radius that if I actually hit that top of the bridge, the AoE sphere will still damage people underneath if it's a hover. If I do manage to get a shot that lands, you know, just directly next to the bridge, as close to the bridge as it can get, you will still take AoE damage, even though you are hiding under that bridge. So it's a very, very, very strong combination, especially since there are these covers. With the Harpy Cabin, you can actually hit people that are sitting in cover just with the splash damage. So a very, very nice combination indeed. And as you can see, I just like to keep the high ground here, because you can utilize the ground up here very nice. I don't know if you know this, but if you park in specific spots, you can actually pretty much Mandrake yourself. So that will give you a lot of firing angles when you are being pushed by the enemy. At this point, I just figured that the brick was gonna go for me, so I found it convenient to just jump down and run away from him and completely sell our aspect spiders over there. Let them handle business themselves. Next volley, not really that good, so I'll run up to them just to see if I can get a better firing angle. As you can see, the ground here sort of has a slope, so it isn't all that hard for me to hit him down there. So I do dare to go relatively close and can land some shots on him. He takes a lot of damage. There we go. At this point, he's pretty much degunned. And that is also pretty much it for the game and for this video. So if you do enjoy this and do enjoy what you are seeing, drop a like down below and consider subscribing if you want to see more. And guys, until next time, have an awesome day. Bye.